Armor. We all need it, and today's video is dedicated to just that. Today we are going to have a look at armor and what is the best armor to put on your ship. So join me, your mate Narlin, for another Skull and Bones video. And as we get underway, I'm going to just give a quick shout out to my three biggest audiences. So my three biggest audiences are, drum roll please. Okay, if you're sitting there and you're drum rolling, thank you very much for participating. So big shout out to our friends over in the US who, according to my analytics, are the biggest watchers of my videos. So thank you to all the Yanks over there for tuning in. My second biggest audience is the geezers from the UK. So ladies and gents in the UK, thank you so much for tuning in. And last but not least, the third biggest audience is actually my home country of New Zealand. So shout out to all the Kiwis that are here watching the videos. So without further ado, as I like to say, we are going to have a look at armor. Now this is going to be a pretty quick video because there's not a lot to discuss with armor. I could go into a lot of different detail, but let's just have a quick look at some of the armor options that we have available in Skull and Bones. Now, interestingly, and here might be a little prediction from your mate Narlin, we've seen weapon ascension in the past couple of updates, or this particular year 2 of Skull and Bones, but we haven't seen armor ascension. So is that something we're going to see in the future? I do not know. But anyway, let's have a look at what I am running on my frigate. So at the moment I've got the Pisacha? Let's go with that. Pisacha. As you can see, it has a few buffs there. So if you have a look at the damage mitigation on this thing here, it has relatively good damage mitigation for a few various things like piercing and flooding. There's a little bit of mitigation for some of the other ones as well. Now the main thing and the reason why I'm using this armor is because, if you have a read up the top there, it restores hull health proportionate to the strength of the ramming strike favored by Sea Lords that favor ramming hulls. So that basically means if you ram an enemy, it's going to restore your health a little bit, which I find quite handy, particularly when I'm low health and my repair kits are are on cooldown, I should say. So, Phantasmic Thrust. Ramming a target's repairs your ship hull by 138% of damage inflicted. So that is pretty much why I am running this armor. The other thing is the damage mitigation. I do quite like the level of damage mitigation there. You'll see the armor rating down the bottom. Well, you can see up the top the armor rating is 297, but the armor itself is 1184, so it's not the best in the way of armor, but I like it because I've got that restore health, right? So let's have a look at some of the others. Royal Custodian is one that you can pick up quite easily from various missions or plunders or taking out capital ships, that type of thing. You can see there that there is some quite good damage mitigation there with explosive, fire, and piercing, which is in excess of the ones that I'm currently using. Now, the main thing with this is that it, if we have a look at Refortify, applies the fortified effect for 12 seconds after using a repair kit, which increases armor by 35%. Quite significant after you use a repair kit. So that can be quite handy. Again, the armor level is 1184. So I have used the Royal Custodians in the past temporarily, but not one that I would use regularly. Wrathful Ward. So this is an interesting one. The armor is a little bit better at 1215, but it's got this venomous vengeance, which is very, very similar to La Peste. So when your ship gets hit while bracing, a noxious cloud is released around your ship that deals 5,000 poison damage. Quite cool. Not one that I've used yet, but it is one that I am mildly interested in. Wailing Ward is the next one that we're having a look at here. It's powerful against toxic attacks, so it's got toxic resistance. So probably a good one if you're taking on the La Peste guys. Armor rating, you can have a look there at the damage mitigation, which is pretty good in some of those as well. Black Prince, now this is another one that I have used a little bit. It's got a really good armor rating at 1236. The damage mitigations are quite good for explosive. Now, the main thing here is it reduces damage taken by 40% when health is less than 33%. So, this is really good if you are under a bit of fire and your hull health is low. Also, when you've used a repair kit. So that is quite good, the old Black Prince. Next, we've got the Storm Woven Symphony. So this one, again, the armor amount is 1215. Holding bracing charges up to a sonic attack, dealing up to 7,200 damage to surrounding hostiles up to 150 meters away when fully charged. So that is quite a cool, quite a cool little defensive. What would you call it? Defensive explosion around your ship once you are. When you're bracing effectively. So that is quite good as well. Buccaneer's Oath. Now, this is an interesting one because I have actually used this before. Have a look at destroying a target confers the blood and gold status on your ship, which increases weapon damage and armor by 25% for 30 seconds. So this is quite good when you're taking on multiple targets. It increases your damage and armor by a quarter after you've taken out a target. So you could effectively have this damage and armor increase for an entire sort of round of attacks, right? So if you're taking out a ship every 30 seconds or so, this is going to recharge. Buccaneer's Oath is a very good piece of armor. Immortal Vessel. So prevents a killing blow from sinking the ship, and this ship becomes invulnerable for the next 5 seconds. This effect has a 180 second cooldown. So look, this is quite good when you are taking on enemies that can one-shot kill you. So this might be a fortification, or it might be one of the capital ships. The only downside with this is it is 180 second or 3-minute cooldown. So just bear that in mind. Phoenix Crest, this is another one that I quite like. Every hit received while bracing will build up the taunted status effect on an attacking enemy. So not bad there. Now, we've only got a few more to run through. So Wormhide, all right. Again, the armor rating 1236. You can see the damage mitigations there. Probably not the best in the way of damage mitigations because it's got very low ratings for those middle four. Receives 5% less damage from structures. So good if you are doing a lot of fortifications or hostile takeovers, that kind of thing. Right, Silver Sentinel, a lower armor rating, okay, and damage mitigation is not great if you compare it to what I'm using at the moment, but during the first 2 seconds of bracing, any damage taken is reduced by 3,000. After 2 seconds, bracing reduces damage by 200. Activating and maintaining bracing consumes 200% as much crew stamina. So, look, this is not bad. It reduces damage taken from explosive weapons by 15% as well. So you can see with some of these armors, I haven't actually covered this off, but we'll do that right now. Some of this different armor has multiple benefits, or multiple perks, I should say. Which, so you can have a look here with the Phoenix Crest. The secondary one is Gloat. So that is something to keep an eye out for. Alright, because that might sway you into using that particular armor. So, where were we? Silver Sentinel. We're going to move over to Nova Armour. So quite good generally damage mitigation there. Armor rating of 1184. Okay. Volatile Vestment. When hit while bracing, an explosion is triggered which deals 3,500 explosive damage in a 100-meter blast radius. So that is actually quite a good one as well. I would be inclined to maybe use that armor. So there you go. Now I do have some other purple armor there that is attached to some of my other ships, but that gives you a good overview of what the 12 different types of purple armor that we've got here. As you can see, I am using this one here at the moment. I am liking that hull health when ramming. Now this is quite good for your brigantine. So brigantine is a rammer. It's a specialist rammer, so you might want to fire that onto the brigantine. As I always say, people, always equip something that you like. So don't take my word for it, and don't take anyone else's word for it on YouTube. Do what you want to do. All right. So we're going to just have a quick. We could probably have a quick look at this. I am a big fan of weaponry or armor that does help restore health, because as much as I have a healer with me all the time, shout out to Mr. Bud, who is probably watching this video, when I don't have a healer and I go absolutely balls deep into, a whole bunch of ships like I'm about to do here, I need a little bit of healing. So we're probably not going to see this straight away because I am on full health at the moment. But if we can pick a fight, that guy's not having a good day, is he? As you can see, I'm sitting outside Wolvenhole here. Luckily not attacking it because I am by myself. As with all my videos, I do like to show you a little bit of gameplay because, that's what it's all about. And for those of you who have not watched my other videos, please, for one, feel free to go watch them. But the guns I am running on my broadside is the Nashcars, which also heal my health when I do critical damage to enemies. So we're really not seeing the benefits of this armor, because I am at full health and these guys are doing 0 damage to me at the moment. But this just shows the benefit of the Nashcars, because any health that I am losing, I completely stuffed up that boarding, didn't I? But any health that I am losing, I'm regaining pretty much straight away with using my Nashcars. As we swing back around, these guys are not even attacking me. I think they might be chicken. See, you're doing a decent amount of damage with that ramming as well. I mean, these are only level 12 ships, so I'm not expecting great things from them. But the reality is that my Nashcars are pretty much keeping my health at full. See if we just sit here for a minute. If these guys, they're not even shooting at me, as you can see. You think they would? Well, apparently they are not going to shoot at me. So I can't really show you the benefit of the ramming. So, but in effect, what happens is that when you ram, you probably get about 5 to 7% health restore each time you ram. So that can be quite critical, particularly when you're very low in health and you are on cooldown with your health kit. So here we go. They're actually doing some damage to me now. So let's go and ram one of these fellas. And you can actually have a look at the damage mitigation there. There you go. So you can see, yeah, maybe about 5% of my health got restored there with that ram there. So it's not it's not half your health or anything like that, but it might just be the difference between life and death on the high seas. Just take a moment to admire the beautiful scenery around us. The wave mechanics, which are always amazing in this game. As we come back into dock. So really, with armor, you can buy quite a bit of rare armor or purple armor from the likes of Blackwood or Yanita, for example, and you do pick up quite a bit of purple armor from different from different missions as well. I can't tell you off the top of my head which missions you get them from, but you can see here that there is a lot of choices, and it's really about finding what you are comfortable with armor. So that's all I've got for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to make a comment as well. I am not an expert on these things, so I am very, very happy to be corrected where I get things wrong, because at the end of the day, we don't know everything, people. So by all means, make a comment if you like, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you.